हेलो दोस्तों, कैसे हैं आप लोग। आज जो हम वीडियो देखने वाले हैं वो पलकी शर्मा जी का है। ये है इंडिया जो है ना, अभी नॉर्थ कोरिया में जो 2021 को पैंडेमिक आया था उसके बाद से उन्होंने एम्बेसी बंद कर दी। तो अभी वो फिर से वो चालू कर रहे हैं एम्बेसी, तो उसके बारे में कि भैया इंडिया क्यों चालू करने वाला है फिर से एम्बेसी। तो चलिए वीडियो देखते हैं। अगर वीडियो पसंद आया तो प्लीज हमारे चैनल को लाइक शेयर और सब्सक्राइब करना ना, और आप जाके फर्स्ट पोस्ट का विजुअल देख, मैं इसका लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन में दे दूंगा आपको, आप वहां जाकर चेकआउट करें।
India is planning to reopen an old diplomatic post. It's isolated, it's dangerous, and it's steeped in Cold War history. I'm talking about North Korea. It may come as a surprise to a lot of you, but India does have an embassy in Pyongyang. Until 2021, we also had an ambassador there. But in July that year, the mission was shut down. All the diplomats were recalled to India. The reason? None given. New Delhi rarely comments on its activities in North Korea, but since this was 2021, maybe
21 में तो आपको पता चला था कि भैया इंडिया का एम्बेसी भी है वहाँ
three
नॉर्थ
years have
कोरिया
passed, and
में।
now India wants to reopen the embassy. Reports say a technical team has reached Pyongyang. Their first priority is security checks to sweep the embassy for bugs or snooping devices. And North Korea is notorious for this. They've always been suspicious of foreigners, so India is being extra careful. The next step is sending diplomats. Reports say the government is reaching out to some Western partners like Germany, the UK, and Poland. These countries have already sent teams to Pyongyang, so their experience could be valuable. After all, this is a complicated diplomatic posting. You think Indian bureaucracy is slow? Well, look at North Korea. They take ages to make foreign policy decisions like okaying ambassadors. So expect a rocky road ahead. But the bigger question is, why is India reopening this embassy? What is New Delhi hoping to achieve?
Why is India
Well, there are
reopening
three
their
factors to note here. Number one, India and North Korea are not strangers. They have a history of engagement. In the 1950s, India mediated during the Korean War. New Delhi managed the repatriation of prisoners after the fighting, so there is goodwill on both sides in North and South Korea. After the war, the engagements continued. In the 1970s, Pyongyang joined the non-aligned movement,
India इनको
that India
राइस
co-founded, the
भी सप्लाई
non-aligned
करता
movement.
है, राइस
And after the 1980s,
Most of
some
the supply
high-profile
करता
visits happened. North Korea's vice president and premier visited India. So did top officials of their Communist Party. They came to India. From India, the vice president visited Pyongyang in 1992. And the last major trip was in 2018. That's when India's Minister of State for External Affairs, General V.K. Singh, traveled to Pyongyang. You see, this is a relationship rooted in the Cold War. The West did not like North Korea. They also did not like India. So New Delhi and Pyongyang decided to collaborate, and one area they worked on was culture. North Korea hosts a film festival every 2 years. Indian films are among the few that make it. So bilateral exchanges are not new or surprising.
अभी रशिया की मदद करने के लिए जो यहाँ पे सोल्जर भेजा है,
Putin and Trump. In his first
और
term,
नॉर्थ कोरिया के
Donald Trump
सोल्जर ही
met
ने
Kim
रशिया
Jong-un.
के सोल्जर को मार दिया।
He had three
पहचान ही नहीं
meetings.
पा
He
रहे भाई
tried to
कौन
get Kim
किधर
to
का आदमी
abandon
है।
his nukes.
पहले
And the
रशिया
talks
के
did
ही
not
सोल्जर को
produce
मार
anything
दिया।
significant, but the goals align with India's. New Delhi too wants a denuclearized Korean peninsula. So if Trump resumes the dialogue, India should not be caught off guard. Meanwhile, Vladimir Putin has dragged Kim into his war in Ukraine. Reports say thousands of North Korean soldiers are fighting in Ukraine. Apparently, hundreds are already dead in the fighting. Despite that, the Putin-Kim relationship is expected to grow.
मारने के लिए भेजा ऐसा
India
लगता
want to
है
be ready for that.
बेचारे निकले भाग जाते हैं वहाँ से।
Which brings us to the
कम से
third
कम
and final
जिंदगी
factor,
संवर
to
जाता
keep
है
Pakistan
बेचारे
in check. Islamabad and Pyongyang also have a long history. Pakistani scientists sold nuclear know-how to North Korea. They basically helped Pyongyang
इसी से तो
build a
इन्होंने
nuclear
बेचारे
bomb.
न्यूक्लियर पावर
In
न्यूक्लियर
return,
बम बनाए।
Pakistan got missile technology. Even today, the nexus is alive. In 2022, India flagged this issue at the United Nations. Listen to this.
We would also like to reiterate once again the importance of addressing the proliferation of nuclear and missile technologies related to the DPRK. Proliferation of nuclear and missile technologies is a matter of concern as they have an adverse impact on peace and security in the region, including in India.
So India has good reasons to reopen that embassy to keep up its contacts in Pyongyang. But this news also got us thinking. How many embassies are there in North Korea?
ये बात
And
तो
how many foreign diplomats? We don't have official numbers from the regime, but reports say there are 24 diplomatic missions in North Korea. Most of them are located inside a special compound in Pyongyang. Only 3 embassies are located outside this compound. These are the embassies of China, Russia, and Pakistan. The US does not have a mission in North Korea, but a handful of European nations do, like Germany, Poland, Romania, the UK, and Sweden. Most of them shut their operations
पाकिस्तान
during the
को ज्यादा
pandemic.
प्रेफरेंस
This
मिलता है
year,
भाई।
some
अच्छा
have reopened.
न्यूक्लियर वाला है
We're
साथ
not
के
talking
ना
about
भाई
full-fledged missions, though. Most of them are run by a
बेचा था ना भाई
basic team,
पूरा।
and their life can be quite interesting. Diplomats are closely watched and policed. Some of them also have a government minder, someone who accompanies them on certain occasions. They're free to travel within Pyongyang, but to travel outside, you need permission.
हाँ ये तो है
What about
pyongyang से बाहर
interactions?
आपको कहीं ट्रैवल
Again,
करना है तो
very
आपको परमिशन
difficult.
लेना पड़ता है
North
वहाँ के
Korea
नागरिक
keeps
है ना
locals and
अपना
foreigners
तो भूल ही जाओ
segregated.
वहाँ के नागरिक को
Diplomats
परमिशन लेना
cannot
पड़ता है फिर
mingle
उसके बाद
with
बेचारा घूम
Koreans.
पाता है
It's definitely a challenging posting. We haven't heard of any attacks or dangers to diplomats, but in the future, who knows?
ये
This
बात
is a
है
regime known for suspicion, paranoia,
सबसे बड़ा
and ruthlessness.
एम्बेसी के लिए जाएगा
Not
कौन
an
यहाँ से
ideal host for any diplomat.
तो दोस्तों आपको पता चल गया है कि ये इंडिया तो ओपन कर रहा है एम्बेसी तो अभी वो चेकिंग में गए कि वो कहीं डिवाइस वाइस तो कुछ लगा कर नहीं रखे उसको पहले चेक करेंगे उसके बाद देखो कब तक ओपन होता है तो उसको वीडियो पसंद आया हो प्लीज हमारे चैनल को लाइक शेयर और सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूलें अगर आप फेसबुक में देख रहे हो तो हमारे पेज को फॉलो कर और आप जाके पल्पी शर्मा जी का जो चैनल है फर्स्ट पोस्ट उसको आप चेकआउट कर सकते हैं
इनके चैनल का लिंक मैं डिस्क्रिप्शन में दे दूंगा आप वहाँ जाकर चेकआउट कर लीजिए।